man, another week and more struggles for the crypto market. Sell all your altcoins, dump them. These were the words told by the SEC to Coinbase. Yes, Gary Gensler and his team reportedly telling Coinbase to stop trading all, delist all your altcoins. Everything except Bitcoin was a security and is deemed a security. This is what the SEC approached Coinbase with, leaving them little to no choice but to head to court. We're now getting all these revelations now coming up, and Brian Armstrong and his team said this is what went down. They came to us and they told us that everything is listed as a security in our view. Now, we can't tell you what to do, but we would strongly urge you to delist them, is what they said here, which is very, very interesting. Look at this, guys. They came back to us and they said, we believe every asset other than Bitcoin is a security. And we said, well, how are you coming to that conclusion? Because that's not our interpretation of the law. And they said, we're not going to explain it to you. You need to delist every asset other than Bitcoin. Armstrong said that the SEC recommendation left us no choice but to head to court. Another, evidence that Gary Gensler is just purely trying to choke crypto. And these are the challenges we're facing right now. We're going to remember this. When we're in our next bull market and things are looking positive and BlackRock have their ETF approved and institutions are using crypto, we're going to look back at this and hopefully laugh if we manage to navigate through it, if we have those diamond hands, if we can have conviction and move through these difficult times. These are difficult times, right? When the US, one of the biggest regulators in the US, are going after crypto, but we have to remember, the genie is out of the bottle. Crypto's here to stay, and as long as you got that conviction, you're going to be all right. Another thing which is affecting markets today is Curve Finance drained of $50 million while CRV token sinks 12% in the latest DeFi exploit. More than $100 million worth of crypto could be at risk due to a bug impacting Curve, a stablecoin exchange. Very, very interesting update. Again, guys, we covered off the multi-chain hack with Phantom, right? I gave you my thoughts on that. DeFi is one of those places. DeFi is one of the places which is notoriously attacked by attackers and hackers, and that's just something we have to improve on as an industry, right? It is another attack vector along with bridges where people can start to exploit. So apparently this is exploiting something called the re-entrancy. That's what it said here, the re-entrancy bug in Viper, where they can just keep sending calls and triggering them, allowing them to take funds out. So this is very, very interesting to see what happens. We will keep updated on this. Make sure you're following my Twitter at ReaderJarzawan. Make sure you're in our Telegram group, which is free. You get all the alpha in there as well. ejars.uk/TG for Telegram, okay? Make sure you check those out. Now, if you've not watched my video on what I'm doing with Phantom, make sure you go watch my update video. I'll link it up here for you guys. I'm also going to link the Michael Kong interview so you can get a breakdown of my conviction. Also, what Michael Kong says he's doing to recover the $200 million lost in crypto. Now, jumping back here into the Bitcoin price, we saw a lot of excitement, right? Over the last kind of 24 hours, we had a little breakout here on Bitcoin. And I was sat there on my phone thinking, guys, what's all this excitement about? Chill out, right? When you look at the structures, just pay attention to it. This is a very boring market over the last couple of weeks. It does not have the momentum just yet to break through. That's my view. I feel like it needs to pull back just a little bit more. No, I'm not calling for 20,000, 15,000, 10,000. I'm not. I'm just saying we could need to come down to 27.7, collect some support from EMA Ribbon before going back up to 31 with strength. I don't want to go up towards 31 and get to 31, liquidate a bunch more people, come back down 27. If it wants to pull back, just pull back now, right? You can see where it's sat there. Just come into the EMA Ribbon now, break down from 29, right? Because currently people are getting excited by this. This green line here is 29,000. Right? So people are getting excited that we could just be seeing this. Move like this, then down, then back up. We didn't have enough momentum. So in order to regain the momentum, we need to reset RSI, let that not be so overbought, let that go down into oversold territory even, and then bounce from around the EMA ribbon and start working our way up with more of a reset. That's what I'm looking for here in this market. Even if we get a move here now up towards 31, chances of us messing up and just coming back down are very high. Chances of us just doing this, move here, come there, go back up and getting kind of rejected back down here, it starts playing out. So I'm very wary of that and the fact that we need to come down for some support. So I'm still looking for those entries here. I'm not entering, nor would I be shorting, right? You guys know I don't short anyway, but I would not be shorting Bitcoin right now because it is running into support. Who shorts into support? If I drop it down to the daily chart, you guys will see this very clearly, is the green line is support. Okay, now you can see that this is where it started bouncing from, but it's not a meaningful bounce, right? Anything but it. I would not say, if you look at that right there, how does that give you so much confidence and euphoria, which we're seeing over the last 24 hours? It doesn't. That does not fill me with confidence when I look at that daily chart. It bounced from 29, yes, but look at the gradient. It's like kind of weak bounce, high wicking candles. If you're not familiar with all this stuff, ejars.uk/TA, you would see these candles with these big wicks, and you guys will know this is a red flag. This shows a lot of volatility in the market, but not a lot of momentum. So we've not got much volume in the market right now. We're moving into our daily EMA ribbon, which is going to act as resistance. It's hard to push that. You can start to see that the EMA ribbon is flipping as well. Okay, so the daily EMA ribbon, you can see the shorter lines here, the lighter yellow color lines are crossing into the darker lines, which normally suggests there's going to be a bigger move to the downside. So again, the only way Bitcoin can go on a sustainable move here is to get some serious volume and get above its EMA ribbon, retest it, and start working its way to the upside. It's a lot to do right now, especially when you've got the headlines like I'm sharing with you right now in the markets too. Also worth checking in on the dollar index. And dollar index is playing something very, very important at the moment. It's showing a negative candle here to the downside, but it's not a very strong candle. I'm going to explain why. So you can see here we were moving here to the upside into the daily EMA ribbon here on the dollar index. We need to send it back down. We need to be able to reject it to allow crypto to have some risk on in its favor. Now, the reason that the dollar index is doing pretty well today is because of the Japanese yen. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on with the Central Bank of Japan where they're starting to turn quite hawkish. Normally, they are always dovish, and they've started loosening what is called their yield curve control. And in long story short, that's scaring the markets, right? It's scaring the Japanese yen, which has started tumbling today, and that is leading the dollar to be doing quite well relative to the Japanese yen. So even though the dollar isn't doing that great compared to the euro or the GBP today, the yen is what's keeping the dollar index doing okay here. It's been quite a big red day, which is what would have been useful for us here on the dollar index. So there you go, guys. There is an update on what we're seeing here in this market. I'm being patient. I'm not desperate to nibble at these prices. As we get low, I'm going to nibble more. You guys know I shared the diagram with you guys that this is what I'm looking for. I'm waiting for this area here. Let me just show you. Boom, this chart here. Okay, look at that red box. That's where I'd love to be getting buys. Now, I'm not going to wait for us to definitely go into that red box. There's no guarantee of it. The closer we get into that red box, the more I'm going to nibble. And guess what? When I bring that up into the weekly chart, you will see exactly how that red box ties in. When I bring out the EMA ribbon, you can see that ties in perfectly with that EMA ribbon. Remember, when two indicators, we've got this upward channel and we've got the EMA ribbon are showing us an area at the same time, that's called confluence. When two or more things are marrying up, that gives us more confidence in the analysis we're doing versus just hopium to say, oh yeah, we're going to the moon, right? That's hopium. What's the evidence? Let's follow the data. Hope you guys enjoyed this update. As always, smash on the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you go watch this video here for the breakdown versus Casper versus Cadena. You're definitely going to want to watch that. Two solid proof of work plays. Let me know which one you prefer in that comments over there. And I'll see you in the next one.